Well, welcome back to another wonderful evening of Pathway to Your Success. And this evening, one of my dearest friends, Teresa Yuan, is here. And I know that you've met Teresa before when we were doing Pathway to Your Health. But now I'd like to reintroduce you because Teresa is now a successful owner of a brand new business, and she does landscaping and all types of beautiful floral arrangements. Isn't this the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen? I can't take my eyes off of it. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but thank you so much, Teresa. Welcome back.
You're very welcome.
Okay.
I'm glad to be back.
Oh, we're happy. And I'm very happy for you. This was your first season having your own business. What was it like in the beginning? Were you nervous? Were you frightened, or were you just ready to go on and bite the bullet and do it?
Very nervous.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have never been self-employed before, so this is the first time. This was the first time, and had a lot of doubts, of course, and how am I going to deal with everything on my own? Have never worked. I mean, I had to work for myself before, but not like this way, you know. I had owned my own company from zero, you know, starting from zero. And, but I am very thankful I had all the help, including you, and my daughter, and so many other friends that have given me support in so many ways. And
I'm going to say this. It's been a delight to stand back and to be your friend and to watch you grow. And the other piece that I wanted to get out to the community is that although this is your first time stepping out on your own, you had worked in the industry for a good length of time. And one of the things that really impressed me, and I wasn't shocked, but I was happy to see your old clients respond to you in such a favorable way, which helped you to stand up on your own 2 feet in a short amount of time, as well as, you know, just getting the word out that you're someone who's reliable, someone who's trustworthy, someone who's a professional, and someone who's an artist, not only with the flowers, but also as a real artist because you do the oils and the watercolors, correct? So you have a great eye for beauty. And I think that all of that has led to a great first year. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you very much. Of course, like I said, you have been a great support for me too. So, yeah.
Well, it's
and you have so much trust in me, and
oh, I believe in you 100%. Are you kidding me?
Myself.
Yeah, yeah. And it's been a wonderful ride. You know, we even went and I went with you when you bought your big truck.
Exactly.
Yes, that was good.
Exactly.
That was really good, and it was a lot of fun.
That was like, you know, how am I going to get a truck?
Yeah.
You know, like that's a big deal.
Yeah, and within 2 weeks you had it.
Living on this island make you feel like every time you go off island, it's a big deal. You know, how can I, you know, bargain with all these salesmen? You know, I really need a truck. You know, but thank God that you
did it.
Came with me and we got the truck together
in
one day.
I didn't do anything. I just was there. But I want people to hear your story because it can be done, okay? And a lot of it is what you say in terms of, like, it's almost like learning how to swim. Hold your breath and get in the water, you know, and eventually you'll either learn how to float, or if you sink, somebody will be there to raise you up and push you to keep you going. I think that that's a pretty good analogy in terms of what it takes. And every day you learn something new, correct?
I think what it takes is courage.
Yes.
we have so much fear. Don't know about you, but the fear always blocks us from reaching to the success.
Yes, yeah.
So it was the fear I had.
And when you overcame, do you remember when your drive overcame the fear, where fear wasn't as much of a important thing as it was, as your drive to make this work became more important than the fear?
Let's see. I think once I determined on something, I'm very. I think I am, very straightforward and just go for it. If I determine what to do, and that's what I want to do, and if I want something, I always go get it. That's my character.
And that's it. Yeah.
So I had to believe in myself, but I needed the push, and so I have all these friends, and my daughter even helping me out.
I know she did a beautiful
back
job.
in New York.
Yeah.
She helped me to make the brochure. She spent hours making up the brochure, which is you're gonna see later.
Yes.
Beautiful brochure, and like she believed in me too. So that was a big help.
Yeah. Very, very big.
Yes.
Yeah, and I learned a lot in talking with you regarding certain things that could have been an obstacle in terms of certain cultural things that you shared with me, just certain issues that people have to overcome, and I'm like, okay, well, there might be an obstacle, but you don't have to recognize it. You don't have to live by that obstacle, and we can figure out how to get beyond that. And I'm sure that your family is just very, very happy to see you jump in, do it, and
Yes.
still standing after the whole season.
Yes.
And the season's not over yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. In the beginning, my sisters would say things like, well, if it doesn't work, if it doesn't work out and, own your own business, working for yourself, you can always go back, find another job, working for somebody else, you can always do that. Like they had that kind of fear in them, but I just ignored them and went ahead and, be focused. Yeah.
I'm so proud to hear you say that.
And of course, you always said that in order to be self-employed, you really have to be very, very organized. And so I really push myself to be a very organized person. Make sure I record all the, activities and the bills and income, every day and keep track.
So your successful first year.
The first year, I'm very, very impressed.
Oh yes.
I'm very.
Because every time I talk to you, I'm in Vineyard Hayward, I'm in Chappaqua, I'm in Edgerton, I'm in
Yes.
all of, I'm like, oh my goodness,
West
that's
Tisbury.
wonderful. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And you've had some huge accounts.
Yes.
Not everything has been just a little piece, it's been significant, large plots of property
Yes.
that you've had to be responsible to make it pretty, even for a wedding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a lot.
Yes, I did. I did this wedding job. The guy's daughter's getting married in September 6th, which was last weekend, the hurricane weekend. We planted a perennial garden, a shady garden, new hydrangeas, trees and shrubs, new lawn, everything. And how do you know? The hurricane
Yes.
came last weekend. It was nerve-wracking.
Sure, I'm
This is
sure.
like,
But then-
the hurricane had to come that weekend.
Exactly, exactly.
After we spent
Months.
April, May, June, July, August, 5 months.
Oh my God, 5 months.
5 months
Gee
preparing.
whiz. Wow.
And the hurricane had to come. But luckily, the wedding was Saturday, and the sun came out
yeah.
Saturday. And so they were still on schedule.
Nice.
The wedding was still in the backyard.
That's
and
nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful wedding.
I mean, the weather
was a
couldn't have been
success.
better on that Saturday. There was gorgeous
Yes.
weather.
So
That's
it
good.
came out to be a very successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how did you learn about all these beautiful children of God, all these beautiful flowers and the landscaping? How did you learn all that?
I had worked. I'm always interested in flowers, but I think my first experience was with the Vineyard Gardens. I worked there for 4 years, I think 4 or 5 years, and I learned a lot over there. So that's how I learned all the names, of the flowers and plants. And then after that, I worked for a private landscaper for 5 years. And so then I also went to school, learned the flower arranging.
Oh, okay.
New England.
Now, where did you go to school for that?
New England floral design
Okay.
in Taunton, I think,
Okay.
or Brockton.
Okay.
Not sure. Off Island.
Right, right. So when you take a class in the floral design, that sounds so interesting to me. What kind of things do they talk about? I mean, even things which are like a one stem, flower, what kind of vase to put it in and things like that?
Well, he basically teach you like many different ways. There's triangle design, there's horizontal design, vertical design.
Yeah.
You have to learn that. And then he has a book of all the flowers. You have to remember all the flowers. And then he taught us to do wedding, bouquet, boutonnieres, corsage, and then funeral. We had to learn how to do funerals.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, but you have to have a passion, for flowers. And then also, when it's a freestyle like this, you kind of have to know, what goes with what. It's like, I think it's all your own instinct, your sixth sense, that that make you create a beautiful bouquet or arrangement. And I think I have it because
You do.
I love colors. So somehow I like to put all different colors together.
Yeah.
Some people like to stay with,
Oh no,
white.
I think this is gorgeous as it is.
White is white, yellow is yellow, blue is blue. But I like to put different colors in all the arrangement. It makes very colorful, and it's kind of like a celebration
Exactly.
of life.
Exactly.
Why just stay with one color?
Exactly.
When you have so many colors you can put together.
Exactly. Colors and shapes and sizes.
Yeah, I mean, look at the red.
Yeah.
The red.
Right.
This tint of this red and that pink and that kind of pinkish red
Right.
and this yellow and pink, yellow, white.
So
And
you're
purple.
saying that the majority of these things came from your backyard.
They all came from my yard. Every single thing except these spray roses.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just for the audience's sake, you're telling me this is a
Dahlia.
fancy dahlia.
Yeah.
A fancy dahlia. And then we have
That's a dahlia
this
too.
is okay. So there's a couple of different species
They
and
call
stuff
them.
like that. And then what is this gorgeous deep purple thing?
This is the same as this one.
That's sweet.
I have to think of the name right now.
But this one, what is?
Yeah, these are the same
Oh, it's the same
family.
thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
but a
okay.
different color.
Ah,
I can't say right now.
okay. This is okay. This is not a test.
But this is goldenrod.
Yeah, and I'm allergic to that. So I'm
Oh,
gonna put it on
really?
your side. Yeah.
Oh, it's all right. And then this is the Mexican sunflower.
I love that.
I love this
That's gorgeous.
color, bright orange.
It's just so beautiful. When I walked into this room and I saw this, I'm like, wow, this is a treat for the eyes. A treat for the eyes.
Yeah.
Now, if someone says to you, I really would love to go into working with flowers and landscaping, um, what would you, like a young person in high school, let's say that there's 10 kids out there and they see what you've done and they're interested, they like to work with the flowers and whatever, what would you suggest that they do?
Probably go take classes, go find a school and learn from the teacher how to do the arrangement, different arrangement.
Now, do you think it's important for, especially with everybody's talking about organic, that the kids start to think about organic versus non-organic, in terms of growing a garden and really studying the soil?
Yeah, flowers are not as bad as the vegetables. If you grow a vegetable garden, it's better to have organic vegetable garden. The flowers, I don't think makes difference, organic or not organic.
Okay. All right. Now, so it's not that important to have your soil analyzed to know what the balance is to keep everything looking healthy?
Me, I go with my instinct.
Okay, good.
Every spring I get a truckload of manure and from the farm here, local farm, and I rototill the manure with my soil, and that's how my flowers can
so
grow.
Gorgeous.
So my flower garden and vegetable garden is organic. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why everything is so beautiful.
You need to have a rich soil to start with. It's very important.
It's important.
Yes.
And now, in terms of as we get into the fall, is it important to get your garden ready for the winter and the spring?
Yes.
What would you say we should do?
Well, you need to cut back all the perennials, cut them back and rake them clean so that the disease don't go in the soil.
Okay.
Especially if you have fungus, so you make sure you rake around the plants, keep it really clean.
Okay.
And then you mulch if you can.
Okay.
And roses, you need to mulch around the roses or mount the roses, with compost.
Interesting. And what about pots?
The pots, you take out everything, all the annuals except if it's a perennial or evergreen, that you keep them. But if it's an annual, you just take all of them out.
Okay.
Just throw them out because they're not coming back.
But does the soil in the pot need to be refed then, or do you refeed it in the springtime?
In the springtime, when you plant new things, and then you feed. So now you don't need, you keep the soil. You don't have to dump the soil. You can recycle the soil.
Right.
Next year.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. Well, I'm just, I've seen the magic that you've done, at my house, because you've done a wonderful job. And
Thank you.
I see the magic that you do at your home and other homes that you've worked in, and you certainly have that wonderful green thumb. Now, do you enjoy growing food, vegetables, as well as you do flowers?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, I have a vegetable garden. This year, the eggplants are doing really well. I got big eggplants. I actually painted the eggplants too. I did
Great.
acrylic painting. All my painting subjects came from my yard too. So I paint my flower arrangement. I paint whatever's growing. I picked from my yard. Like this year I had nice tomatoes and eggplants. Sometimes I paint shells. This year I paint a lot of seashells, conch shells, and scallop shells, whatever subject I can find from the island. But my inspiration definitely came from my yard.
Nice.
Yes.
Just to let you know what, Teresa is a well-known artist as well. In fact, you just had an art show in Edgartown
at Old Scarpin Gallery.
And she shows beautiful, beautiful work. So I hope, is this show still up?
The show is not on, but I am the member of the gallery, so they have a gallery show. I mean, they have all the members showing, so I have several pieces there.
Nice. And
Yep.
if you want to see more, I guess you have things at home that people can call and you could do a private show?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
that'll be nice.
my studio is at my house, so
And it's definitely worth it. I mean, her work is incredible.
thank you so much.
Oh, goodness, it's wonderful, really beautiful.
Thank you.
All right, well then let's look at that. If a young person really likes to do his or her art, and would you, obviously you tell them to take classes, but would you also tell them just to sit down and start to do some drawing, start to do some art now?
Sketching is very, very important. They need to learn how to sketch first. That's a basic.
With the pencil?
With pencil
Okay.
or charcoal.
All right.
Yes.
And now why is that so?
Train your eyes. When you sketch, you train your eyes to see. And so, for example, like this flower arrangement, you always start with black and white, use the charcoal or pencil to kind of have a sense of the form, the shapes, you know, lines. And as you get better, you know, you're much better too. You know, you would, then you go into colors. So, but sketching is a basic. You know, when I was in college, we had like 4 years of sketching classes, drawing classes. It's a must.
Yeah, it's your foundation.
Foundation.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
Can you believe a half an hour is up already? Didn't that go quickly?
Yes.
There's so many more things that I'd like to talk with you about. And hopefully I'd like to be able to invite you back to do another show so we can talk more in detail. And
Thank you.
I think a lot of people are going to be very excited to hear about not only your success, but also what you do offer living here on the island for, you said, over 30 years?
Yes.
And you know, becoming your own woman and having your own business and also being a renowned artist here. You make a wonderful contribution to the community, and we're very, very happy to know you and to have you here. Thank you so much.
I do my best.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
This is Teresa, and now Teresa, if people want to get in touch with you to ask you questions about your art or your landscaping, what phone number should they call?
My business phone is 508-269-8424.
Say that one more time slowly.
508-269-8424.
Okay, great. Now, is there a website? Or this
Yes,
email?
it's Yuan Gardens.
Okay.
Oh, that's my email.
Okay.
That's my email. I don't have a website.
Okay.
I'm in the process of getting a website. It's yuangardens@gmail.com.
Okay, great. Well, I'm sure that you'll be hearing from people, and I'm hoping that some of the teachers in the school will contact you because I think a lot of their children would probably like to, you know, see your beautiful garden, either now or when it starts again in the springtime.
They're welcome to come.
That
to
would be
visit.
fun.
Sure.
It would be a lot of fun. Okay.
I'll give them a tour, no
All
problem.
right. That'll be great. Well, I thank everybody for being with us this evening, and Teresa, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you so much for being here and being a
Thank you
guest
for
and
inviting
sharing
me.
your background. And again, congratulations on the first year. It was a wonderful year.
Thank you so much.
And if that's the beginning, you can imagine what the future has in front of you. I'm happy for you. I'm really happy, and I'm proud to say I'm your friend. And with that, I'm going to say ciao, and we'll see you again next week. Have a great week, everybody.